Gail.
Hi, Kara.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty good this week. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Thanks.
So tell me about your week. How was it?
Well, I think overall it's pretty good. I went on a walk 4 times this week, especially with the nice weather.
Oh, great. Yeah, it was nice.
Finally got out and went on a date with my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I told you my sister had a new baby, so I went over and saw the new baby, which was cool.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I was able to attempt meditation twice this week.
Oh, great. So it sounds like your homework went really well. It sounds like you had a lot of great activities kind of built into your day.
Yeah.
So how did you feel after you kind of did those different activities?
Well, I think the walking felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
Made not only physically, but I just felt different afterwards. I could tell a difference in my emotions before and after.
Mm-hmm.
The meditation was hard, but I liked it. It's kind of hard for me to keep my focus.
Yeah.
And it was fun seeing my sister's baby.
Oh, good. Yeah, so everybody's happy and healthy and the baby's doing okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty good, yeah.
That's
I mean, they're stressed out, but...
Yeah, new baby, big life change. Great, so was that homework assignment helpful to kind of plan out those fun things that you were going to do with your week? Did it help improve your mood?
I think so, and it's kind of, for me, it feels like a sense of accomplishment also.
Yeah.
Not just my mood, but then I feel better overall if I wrote these things down and I check them off, and I feel like I accomplished something.
Right, absolutely. So it sounds like it was a lot of fun, which is kind of that pleasure part that we were talking about, and then also a high level of mastery, that word that we were using before. So it's like, I accomplished this, I did it, and there's that good feeling of getting something done.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
great.
I think so.
That's great. So do you think that you want to add anything new for your activity schedule for next week, or do you feel like this was kind of a good combination of things for you?
I think it was good. I just wanted to let you know that I thought meditation was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have trouble with focusing.
Oh, right.
So I was talking to a friend at work, and she does yoga classes.
Oh, cool.
And so she recommended those because she says it not only helps her physically with the stretching, but really helps her meditate. And I think if I was somewhere different than home and had some guidance, I think yoga class might really help me with that kind of calming meditation stuff that I think I need.
Right.
So I'm going to try that.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, yoga is one of my favorite things, ways to kind of de-stress and everything. So I think that's great. And sometimes having a class too that you're going to can kind of be that extra motivation to kind of get it done. So
Yeah.
I think that sounds like a great plan. So what about the second part of your homework, the daily thought record? Tell me about that.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about one thing that happened this week where I called my friend, really good friend I've had for a long time, and asked if we could go out, go to a movie, go for a walk, just do anything, because I felt like I needed to connect with her. And she didn't call me back. And my first instinct was, what's going on? Why is she not calling me back? You know, does she not care about me anymore?
Right.
Am I not important to her anymore? So I thought about our exercise. So I put them all, my thoughts, the negative ones I was having on one side. And then I put all the things, I made myself stop and think about all the things that possibly could be the reason.
Yeah.
And I started thinking, okay, the facts. She and I have been friends for 10 years.
Right.
She's been busy before and didn't get back to me, but that didn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
We've also been able to tell each other everything about our friendship, and it's always been pretty solid. And I also thought this is a very busy time for her at work, and she's probably getting overwhelmed at work and just didn't even remember or think to call me back.
Right.
So I tried to look at it more objectively and not think it was all about me, which that's when I tend to get depressed, when I think it's just about me, and try to think more what might be going on with her.
Right.
So that was pretty helpful.
Great. Well, it sounds like you did a fantastic job, with that activity and kind of just taking a step back and evaluating, the evidence on the other side and then thinking about those alternative explanations. And it sounds like, you know, that was really helpful for you to just kind of see it as a whole picture instead of kind of getting caught up in those immediate feelings of feeling hurt and all of that.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening with that situation?
Well, I didn't get too absorbed in it and waited a couple days, and then I called her back, and she sounded happy to talk with me and didn't say anything about the phone call, so I really think she totally missed it.
Yeah.
And we went to lunch on Sunday and had a great time, so.
Oh, great.
It turned out not to be a big thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I tend to do, is take these really small things and balloon them into big, major issues that end up making me feel worse.
Yeah, so kind of catastrophizing it into something more than what it actually is.
Definitely.
And I think that's really insightful, Gail, that you recognize that, and that's something that you have a tendency to do, and so being able to, in that moment, just take a step back, get outside of those feelings, and kind of, you know, look at the whole situation and the whole picture, and it sounds like it was really helpful, so that's great. That's great. So, talking about our agenda today, is there anything specific that you'd like to discuss in therapy today, or what's been on your mind?
Well, I knew there was something bothering me, and as I was driving here today, I thought I better talk to Kara about it and talk with you about it. And I just feel like it's coming to the end of our sessions, and I've really felt like they've been helpful to me, and you've been helpful to me. So I'm starting to feel a little nervous about what's going to happen.
Right. Well, we are kind of getting to the end of our work together, so I'm so happy that you brought that up, because I think it definitely is something that we need to talk about. And I think it's definitely normal to feel that way when you're kind of getting to the end of our work together and it's been something that's been helpful. So I think that'll be great. I think we should definitely talk about that today. And I just, you know, because the way that life is, you know, like, it's not always going to be like, you graduated from therapy, now everything is perfect and sunshine and roses. It's like, you know, bad things are still going to happen. And probably. If I can't edit it, sorry video people, that was something on the walkie that I had to get. Okay, so let's talk about what happens, you know, if you relapse and you start to feel, you know, something happens, like maybe you have a really big fight with your boyfriend, or something's going on with your sister again. I know that you kind of have a rocky relationship. So I think it's really helpful to just kind of come up with a plan if you're starting to feel really depressed again, or if those negative thoughts just kind of start flooding, and you start, you know, not wanting to get out of bed in the morning, kind of those issues that you were experiencing before.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's say you feel yourself going towards that depressed place again. What can you do you think?
Well, I think I can look at all my therapy notes that you and I have done in here, and really review what's been helpful and what's not. And I think when I find myself wanting to stay in bed, I'm going to read my notes and know that getting outside and walking was one of the most helpful things to help me gain a different perspective on what's happened. The daily thought records, if I can do that, I think it would be very helpful to, again, get me out of being so absorbed in my own thinking and feelings, and be able to look at things in a different light and reframe it, as you would say.
Right.
Also, I think for me, when I have things list to do, if I put them down in like my calendar at work and can mark them off, I do feel a sense of accomplishment. And that impacts my mood.
Yeah.
In a better way. Now, it doesn't always solve things, but it does help me. At least I'm not wallowing in my bed and not doing anything. I'm trying to work on these issues. So I'd like to do that more.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. So it sounds like you have a lot of really good plans for if, you know, something should happen and you start feeling depressed again, like reviewing those therapy notes, kind of continuing to plan, you know, those scheduled activities that kind of you know, you have a lot of fun doing, but then they also give you like a big sense of accomplishment, and that's really meaningful. So I think those are great things. And then, like you said, kind of doing the daily thought record and kind of looking for alternative explanations for things and looking at evidence and just kind of processing through that yourself. So I think, you know, you have some great ideas there. So let's just make a coping card for in case that happens, just kind of the things that we talked about and what you can remind yourself of if you're feeling in that negative place. So let's just go ahead and you can write your positive coping thoughts and then what your plan is.
Okay. Can I ask you something, Kara?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get into a place where I've tried all we've talked about and I'm still really struggling, is there a way that I could come back for like just a session or two to just kind of get help and support?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I'm so glad that you brought that up. I was going to kind of share with you a different option. So kind of what we talked about before is that next session would be our last session. But I did want to kind of give you some other options if you feel more comfortable with them. And that would be, with some of my clients, instead of just completely shutting off therapy, what we do is we kind of taper those sessions out. So you'd see me next week, and then we would maybe wait 1 week, and then you'd see me the following week, and then you'd wait 2 weeks, and then you'd see me that week. So it's kind of more of a gradual tapering off of everything, instead of just like, boop, therapy's over. So if you want to kind of think about that this week and see how this week goes, I'm more than happy to do that with you. And also to answer your first question, you can absolutely give me a call anytime if something's going on, you need to process through something, if a crisis has happened, you can absolutely, you have my work number, please give me a call and we can set up what they call them actually is just like booster sessions, and that's where you can just come in either once or, you know, for a couple weeks, however long you need to kind of, you know, get back on track. Exactly. So you don't have to, you know, answer right now. Maybe you can kind of think about it this week and figure out, you know, whether or not you'd like to do the tapering off or if you want next week to be, you know, the end, and that can kind of be up to you. Now, since last week may be our next session, I think it'd be a good idea if maybe for your homework, and you can let me know what you think about this, if you want to just kind of do like a self-therapy session. And some people, the people who do it, find it really helpful, and I think you would be a great candidate for it because you're so insightful and you always do such a great job with the homework. So self-therapy is it's essentially a lot of kind of what we talked about, evaluating those automatic thoughts. It just kind of goes a little bit more in depth. So is that something that you'd be willing to try for this week for homework?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll try it.
Great. And it's just kind of this sheet right here. And then you can kind of look through it. Do you have any questions right now?
No, I mean, it's going to be hard, but I'm willing to give it a try.
Okay, great. And that's one of the things I really appreciate about you, Gail, is you're always willing to try things. So great. Well, let's plan on meeting next week, and you can let me know what you think about tapering off the sessions or graduating next week, and we can kind of talk about that self-therapy session too. Okay? Is there anything that you want to discuss this week that we haven't touched on yet, or?
No, my main thing is just planning for the future and
Yeah.
how I'm going to get through without getting to that deep, dark place again. So.
Absolutely. Well, I've been so proud of all the work that you've done so far. So I think if we can plan for those situations, I think that you're really going to be okay. And I'm always here, you know, a phone call away if you need a booster session or anything. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
Thanks, Kara.
Gail.